Have you ever felt like life took you in a completely different direction than you planned, but the dream in your heart never changed? You see, a few years ago, I thought my life was heading in one way. Then everything changed. I found myself back in nursing, thinking, well, here I am again. But something surprised me. Even though life had taken a detour, the dream never left my heart. And today, I want to share that chapter with you. Because if you're wondering whether your dream still has a place in your future, I hope you'll see a little bit of yourself in mine. A few years ago, I was convinced my life was finally heading in the right direction. I'd been building my health coaching business on the side while still working as a nurse. For the first time, I was able to work remotely part of the week. I thought, okay, great. Having this flexibility, it's going to give me the time I need to finally grow my business. But even working from home, I still found myself working really long days and then trying to build my business at night. Of course, I was tired, I was stretched thin, and I just remember thinking there has to be another way. So, my husband and I made a decision that felt really exciting and a little bit scary. We decided together I would step away from nursing for a while and just give myself the chance to really focus and go after the dream I'd been carrying around for years. It felt like everything was finally lining up. And I really believed this was the beginning of the next chapter. And if you've ever felt like you're carrying around a dream that just won't leave, I want you to know you're in the right place. Because every week I send a personal letter to my Nurse Second Act Insider list. Just honest conversations like this, the lessons I'm learning, the detours, the wins, and the moments that remind me we're not finished yet. So if you'd like to come along on this journey with me, I'd love to have you there. You'll find the link right below this video. Now, let me tell you what happened next. At first, it really felt like we'd made the right decision. For the first time, I wasn't trying to squeeze my dream into the few hours I had left after work. I could actually wake up each morning and spend my day building something I believed in. I was working with clients, creating, learning, slowly seeing things move in the right direction. It wasn't happening overnight, but I finally felt like I had the time to give it a real chance. Then life reminded me that we don't always get to choose the timing. My husband unexpectedly got laid off from his job, and just like that, the future we'd been planning changed. I remember sitting there thinking, okay, this is not what we planned. We'd talked about this, prayed about it, thought through every detail we could think of, and we truly believed this was the right season to take that leap. And then life threw us something we never saw coming. I wish I could tell you I handled it perfectly. I didn't. I was disappointed. I was frustrated. And more than anything, I remember thinking, I don't want to go back. And not because I didn't love being a nurse, I did, but because I'd finally caught a glimpse of the life I'd been dreaming about for so many years. It felt closer than it had ever felt before. And without any warning, it felt like it was slipping away. There was this constant tug of war inside me. Part of me still believed in the dream with everything I had. The other part knew we had bills to pay and a family to think about. Both of those things were true. So I made the decision to go back to nursing, and not because I'd given up, and not because the dream had disappeared. I went back because sometimes the bravest thing you can do is take care of what's right in front of you while refusing to let go of what's still in your heart. I still remember those first few weeks back, walking through the doors, putting my scrubs back on, getting back into a routine I never thought I'd return to. And every now and then, I'd catch myself thinking, this wasn't supposed to happen. But almost as quickly, another thought would quietly show up. This isn't the end either. I never stopped believing. I never stopped dreaming. I just had to take a detour. And looking back now, that's exactly what I see that season was. Not failure, not going backwards, just a detour. Because going backwards means you've lost your direction. A detour still takes you to the same destination. It just isn't the road you expected. For a long time, I thought that detour meant I'd somehow fallen behind. I looked around and saw other people moving forward, growing businesses, leaving their jobs, sharing success stories. And I'd catch myself thinking, Why does it feel like everyone else is getting there except me? And maybe you felt that way too, especially after 50. It's easy to look around and wonder if everyone else figured something out that you missed. But one day, something shifted for me. I realized I'd been measuring my life against someone else's timeline, and that's a race none of us will ever win. The truth is, we're all carrying things other people can't see. Different responsibilities, different families, different financial situations, different fears, and different dreams. So why was I expecting my journey to look like someone else's? That one thought changed everything. Instead of asking, why am I not there yet? I started asking, what can I do with this season I'm in now? That question gave me a lot of peace because then I wasn't waiting for life to be perfect before moving forward. I was just taking the next step. Some days that step was learning something new. Some days it meant going to work as a nurse. And other days it meant filming one video, writing one email, or spending 30 quiet minutes working toward a dream that still mattered to me. Those small steps didn't feel very exciting at the time. But looking back now, they were quietly building a life I couldn't see yet. And maybe that's where you are. Maybe you're taking small steps that feel almost invisible. If that's you, please don't underestimate them, because small, consistent steps have a way of becoming something much bigger than we ever imagined. Because here's what I know now. Progress isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like quietly refusing to give up. So why am I sharing all of this with you today? Because I think a lot of us spend years believing that if life doesn't go according to plan, we've somehow missed our chance. And I don't believe that anymore. In fact, I think everything I walked through prepared me for this season. If I'm being honest, I don't think I could have started this YouTube channel 10 years ago, or maybe even 3 years ago. I still had so much to learn, not just about building a business, but about myself, about patience, about resilience, about letting go of the idea that everything has to happen on my timeline. Today, I'm still a nurse. I haven't crossed the finish line. I'm still building, learning, still figuring things out one step at a time. But something feels different now. For the first time, I don't feel like I'm chasing every shiny new idea. I don't feel like I have to be everywhere. And I don't feel like I have to prove anything. I finally feel focused. And there's a peace that comes with that. Because I know exactly why I'm here. I'm here because I want the nurse who's watching this, the one who's quietly wondering if she waited too long, to know she isn't the only one. I'm here because I want to share what I'm learning as I build the second chapter. The wins, the setbacks, the questions, the moments of doubt, and the moments that remind me why I started this in the first place. I'm not sitting here pretending I've arrived. I'm inviting you to walk this road with me because I have a feeling there are a lot of nurses carrying around dreams they've never stopped believing in. Maybe you've just been waiting for someone to remind you that taking a detour doesn't mean the journey's over. And if that's you, I hope this channel becomes a place where you feel understood, a place where you leave with a little more hope than you had when you clicked on the video. Because that's exactly what I needed a few years ago. As I look back now, I can honestly say I wouldn't erase that season. Not because it was easy, it wasn't. And not because I'd ever want to go through it again, but because it changed me. It taught me that dreams don't always disappear. Sometimes they just have to wait for the right season. It taught me that taking a detour doesn't mean you've lost your way. And maybe most importantly, it taught me that it's never too late to begin writing a new chapter. So if you're watching this today and you've been wondering if your dream has quietly slipped away, I hope you'll hear this. Just because life didn't go according to your plan doesn't mean your story's over. Maybe, just maybe, you're exactly where you need to be for the next chapter to begin. I know that's how I feel today. I'm still a nurse. I'm still building, still learning. But for the first time in a very long time, I feel like I'm building something that's truly aligned with my heart. And that feeling is worth every detour it took to get here. If today's conversation encouraged you, I'd love to invite you to join my Nurse Second Act Insider list. Every week, I send a personal letter to help you stay encouraged, stay focused, and keep moving toward the future you want to create. I share practical ideas for building income beyond nursing, the mindset shifts that have made the biggest difference for me, and honest conversations to remind you that you're not walking this road alone. If you're ready to create more freedom, flexibility, and options for your future, I'd love to have you with us. You'll find the link right below this video. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Has life ever taken you somewhere you never expected, only to realize later it was preparing you for something else? Because I have a feeling there are a lot more stories like yours than we realize. Until next time, keep believing in the dream that's been placed on your heart, because there's still chapters left to write.